وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي كان موجودا قبل حدوث الأشياء ويبقى بعد فناء الأشياء. تفرد بالأولية والقدم وبسم كل شيء ما عداه بالفناء والعدم. كما قال عز شانه: كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه. وقال: كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. سبحان من لا يخفى عليه اختلاف النيات ولا يعزب عنه معاصي العباد في الخلوات. سبحان الله الذي منه خلقة العباد وإليه المعاد. فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. نشهد أن لا إله إلا هو الملك الذي لا ينازع في ملكه ولا يضاد في حكمه. يعذب من يشاء بما يشاء كيف يشاء ويرحم من يشاء بما يشاء كيف يشاء. تعذيبه المسيء عدل وعفوه تفضل. ونشهد أن محمدا سيد المرسلين وخير المبشرين والمنذرين صلى الله عليه وآله الهداة المهديين. من ركب سفينتهم نجا واهتدى ومن تخلف عنها ضل فغرق وهوى. أوصيكم عباد الله بالاعتصام بالتقوى فإنه حبل متين وعروة وثقى. أما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه المبين وهو أصدق الصادقين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أن يحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. One of the disasters of communities is their bad character, as you have already seen in the history of mankind, that wherever there has been a bad character, a prophet has been sent to reform them, and if they have not heeded to the prophet, and that particular character is very disastrous for the mankind itself, Allah has sent azab on them. Especially those people who used to change the balance of the commodities. They used to take more money and give less commodity. They have been punished. Those who were involved in adultery have been punished. And those who have been involved in the rejection of the Prophet to such an extent that they have killed the Ayatullah, like the people of Saleh who killed the camel, then the azab of Allah has come upon them. Or they have not heeded to the Prophet itself for continuously 950 years. Then when the Prophet has asked Allah to send an azab, Allah has sent an azab. But the consequence of bad character can be in the community, it can be at home, it can be in the community, it can be in the society, it can be in nations. They can make to rise anyone. And today you have seen that those people who were not worthy of sitting in a high place were brought to that place because of this gossip. So Allah has mentioned in Surah Hujurat 12 very clearly for the Muslim society لا يغتب بعضكم بعضا. Some of you should not do the backbiting of the others. So no one can do backbiting from each other. أيحب, does anyone desire أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا, that he should eat the flesh of his dead brother? So no one will like to eat the flesh of the dead brother. فكرهتموه, you will not like it. واتقوا الله, fear Allah, fear the disobedience of Allah. إن الله تواب رحيم, verily Allah is all forgiving and all merciful. One of the signs of a hypocrite is that he does ghibah. Wherever you see these hypocrites, you will see that they will be talking into your ears, just defaming, some backbiting. لا تغتب وتغتب. Do not backbite anyone, because you will be backbited too. كما تدين وتدان. ولا تحقر لأخيك ولا تحفر لأخيك حفرة فتقع فيه. Do not dig a pit for your brother, you are going to fall into it. فإنك كما تدين تدان. Just as you do, you shall reap. إياك أن تجعل مركبك لسانك في غيبة إخوة. Beware that you make your tongue walk or make your tongue move in the ghibah of or backbiting of your brother. And this will be a hujjah on you on the day of judgment. It is so much publicized in our community that we sometimes do not even think that we are doing ghibah of anyone. We think that we are just talking. And that is hurting the community. It is hurting us and our amal also. Al-aqil man sana lisanahu anil ghibah. The real intellectual is a person who protects his tongue from backbiting. Whenever something arises that kind, he just walks away. لا تعود نفسك الغيبة. Do not habituate yourself with ghibah. Some people are so much in the habit of ghibah. They pick up the phone, they do ghibah. They talk to you, they do ghibah. They do not even think that they are. So Imam says, do not become habituated to this great crime. فَإِنَّ مَقْعَدَهَا عَظِيمُ الْجُرْمِ. أَبْغَضُ الْخَلَائِقِ إِلَى اللَّهِ الْمُغْتَابِ. The worst of the creation of Allah, in the eyes of Allah, in the presence of Allah, is the one who does riba. لا يطمئن المغتاب في السلامة. Even the person who is doing backbiting is not going to be safe. So he is going to be backbited too. ملعون من اغتاب أخاه. ملعون. So we do la'nat on so many people, and one of them whom we should do la'na is the one who backbites, according to Imam Kazim alayhi salatu wasalam. Now Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, مررت ليلة أسرى بي على قوم يخمشون وجوههم بأسفارهم. So when Rasulullah went in Miraj, he saw a qawm who was scratching their faces and their chest with their nails. So he asked Jibreel, who are these? He said, هؤلاء الذين يغتابون الناس. These are the ones who used to backbite the people. وَيَقَعُونَ فِي أَعْرَاضِهِمْ. And they used to fall against their dignity. So they used to spoil the dignity of the people and disgrace them, humiliate them. So these are the people. So I'm going to tell the President of the United States that the ex-president Donald Trump had disgraced us by putting sanctions on Astana Redriya Quds. It is our holy place and it is the shrine of Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam, and this is disgracing and humiliating us because it is just like you are going to put sanctions against the Vatican. So I tell him, I request him to remove these sanctions which was put on this great Astana Quds Rizviya. Quds Rizviya is the Astana of Imam Rida alayhi salam, a charitable place. There is a university over there and it is taken care of the Quds Rizviya. There is a great library, a very big library, and many of the orphans and the widows and the poor people are benefited from this great organization. And there is a website also by the name of Imam Riza Net. So you can have many benefits from there, and it is a religious organization, and he did not have the right to put any economic sanctions against it. Jabir came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Abu Sa'id Khudri also. They both say that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Al-ghibat ashaddu min al-zina. Just imagine it. Al-ghibatu ashaddu min al-zina. Ghibat, backbiting, is worse than adultery and fornication. This hadith can be just written down anywhere. Qila wa kaif. So both of them said, Ya Rasulullah, how can that be? Rasulullah replied and said, Ar-rajul yazni summa yatub. A person commits fornication and adultery and he said, that's tawbah. Fayatubullah alayh. Allah will, inshallah, forgive him. And if the person who has done ghibah asks Allah for forgiveness, Allah says, La yaghfirullah hatta yaghfirullahu sahiba. Till the person against whom he has done gossip does not forgive him, Allah says, I'm not going to forgive him. So Rasulullah gave the cause that Ishtana bil ghiba fa innaha idam kilabun nas. Beware of backbiting because it is the food of the dogs of hell. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam was given a cloth and he was asked by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what are you going to do with it? The reply from Imam Ali alayhi salam was, if I see anyone having an aib, I would cover him up. So before we ask Allah, the Sattarul Uyub, to cover our aib and our faults, let us cover the faults of others and then ask Allah to cover our fault. The person who does ghibah and the person who listens to it, both are in the same category. Oh, I was not doing the ghibah, I was listening to it. No, you are in the same pot, you're in the same place. So both of you are going to get the same punishment. If the people who are listening to the riba, stop listening. That person is not going to do riba anymore. A person who does riba has uyub in himself. So he wants to expose the ayb of others. Ego is one of the things which makes you do riba, because you want to be superior to the one against whom you are doing the riba. But unfortunately, as soon as you do riba, it is very well understood by an intellectual that this person is inferior to him. That's why he is doing riba of that person. So Allah save us from this very big crime which cannot be forgiven unless and until the person who forgives. But there is something which we can do, and that is, if you cannot find the person against whom we have done riba, you have to take out sadaqah on his behalf. And you have to do istighfar for him. So let us do istighfar for those people against whom we have spoken anything bad and ill, or we at least have listened to this kind of things. So always do istighfar. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh, Rabbi ighfirli wa liwalidayya wa lil mu'minina yawma yaqumul hisab. May Allah bless you all and keep the children. One of the best things in our children in the United States is they don't listen to it. They try their best not to listen. I do not know the people who have children know better. Many a times they say, oh, we don't want to listen to gossip. So anyway, we should have this in mentality in our children. Whenever there is a gossip, tell them to shut it down, shun it, and move out of that place. It takes away the risk from us. إن أحسن الحديث وأبلغ الموعظة كتاب الله العزيز الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحليم الكريم غافر الذنب وقابل التوب وهو الغفور الرحيم. سبحان من سبقت رحمته غضبا وبسط اليدين بالرحمة. سبحان من لم يكلف نفسا إلا دون وسعها وعفى عن السيئات ولم يحاسبها. سبحان من لا يزداد على معاصي العباد إلا كرما وجودا وعلى كثرة الذنوب إلا عفوا وصفحا. نشهد أن لا إله إلا هو العطوف على العباد بجوده والعباد على المذنبين بحلمه. ونشهد أن محمدا نبيه وحبيبه سيد المرسلين وشفيع المذنبين صلى الله عليه وآله الداعين إلى سبيل الله بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة قادة الأمم وأولياء النعم ومعدن الرحمة. أوصيكم عباد الله بالتوبة عما سلف من ذنوبكم والإنابة عن الأوزار التي أثقلت ظهوركم فإنه تعالى كريم بكم رؤوف عليكم يقبل اليسير ويعفو عن الكثير. قال الله تعالى وقابل الدعوة إلى عذاب النار إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.